Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah!
But they are the premier Pacifica show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Brought to you by Pacifica by Design. It's the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts, Naki and Carl.
Good evening, everybody. No Naki today. Naki is going to the premiere, the screening of Pacifica in Focus, but we still here at SF State tonight. So it is me, myself, and I, and our special guest. So we've been chasing this guest for almost a year at this point. Definitely all the way back to Samoan Flag Day last year. So I'm going to go ahead and bring our guest in and give her an introduction. Welcome, Téa.
Hi, how's it going?
Awesome. So Téa is an independent recording artist, well representing the Bay Area with a sound as bold as her roots, blending pop with R&B, reggae, and hip-hop influences. She's lit up stages across the festivals and fairs throughout Northern California, earning the well-earned title of Polynesian Princess for her vibrant style and unique island-infused pop sound. With 2 EPs and 1 full album already streaming on all major platforms. We'll talk about that. Téa continues to make waves. Her newest single, Too Nice, drops this Saturday, April 26th. We'll definitely talk about that. Don't miss it. So welcome, Téa.
Hi. I'm so excited to be here. I know it's literally been a while since I first contacted Naki. I just love how graceful she's been and how patient she has been with me. And I'm just really, really excited that I'm finally here talking to you guys today.
Yeah, a little bit longer of a journey to get you on the show than we've had with other guests. There are a few guests that have this long ping pong game of I'm available, but then we're not available, and then we cancel. Yeah. And I will say that Naki has the event that our Pacifica and Focus group is doing at SF State tonight. And I was like, well, sometimes we cancel, sometimes we move people. And I was like, oh, so are we going to cancel? She's like, no. We got her. We're going to do it. So very glad to have you tonight. So talk a little bit about growing up and your family and kind of your roots. So I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah, so I grew up in the Bay Area, specifically Fremont. However, I have kind of I've had family members live up and down the Bay Area. So Oakland, San Mateo, even down in Seaside. So I feel like I've just kind of been all over the place. So I can't really say I'm from one place. And then I went to college at SF State. So it's really funny that that's happening tonight. And a lot of my journey happened there. So I don't know. I just feel like I'm just a Bay Area girl. On top of that, I am a Samoan and Black Bay Area girl. And I'm very, very proud to be both. I feel like I have such a unique mix of cultures within me, and I try my best to kind of showcase that in everything I do, whether it's in my music, in my creativity, even in the little content creation, TikTok videos that I make too. I love being Black and I love being Samoan. So yeah, and my mom is Samoan and my dad is Black. And so I've just kind of been carried through these cultures throughout my life.
Yeah, I think that for those of you that don't know, the Bay Area is a true melting pot. I know that America likes to say they're a melting pot, but there are some that are some places that are less of a melting pot than others. The Bay Area really has it all. So
really,
as
yeah,
Téa's talking about being
that's why I love
all over the Bay Area.
Right. And that's why I love being here. And I honestly never want to leave. I do know I want to travel the world, probably go to my go to Samoa someday, but I just know that my home is here in the Bay Area. Especially with the amount of cultures and creativities and just the people that I meet every single day out here. I'm just like, wow, we are just some very talented, creative people, and I don't even know if I want to leave, honestly.
It's like a little world in and of itself, right?
Yeah,
There's so many different
yeah.
things to see, literally millions of people in different cultures. So growing up in such a melting pot and being exposed to all the different kinds of, food, dance, music, culture, um, were you in the church? How did you find your voice? I guess I'll ask that. Like at what point did you figure out like everybody loves to sing, but only a few people can actually sing?
Right. I don't know. I was a Disney Channel, a Disney girl growing up. So I was always watching those movies, always watching, The Lion King, The Princess and the Frog, even Moana when it came out. So I think growing up, always watching those movies, I kind of just like, can I sing like Cinderella today? Let's try it. Can I sing like Hannah Montana? Let's try it. And so eventually, especially going through school, I found theater. Theater was a huge part of my upbringing. Getting to watch musicals, getting to go online and look for different bootlegs of musicals that I couldn't see because I don't live in New York. I love that culture so much, and I took it with me to college. And I was shooting up in theater. Like I was gonna do awards. I was gonna do all these musicals. I was playing characters, but then COVID happened, and
Mm.
so I was just like, okay, well, all the theaters are closing. Everything is locking down right now. So what am I going to do? And so I kind of just like stuck in my parents' garage and started making my own songs. I kind of always had lyrics in my head throughout my life, but I never really thought I was going to be a true pop star, which is really hard to believe because that's all I look up to are pop stars. So when COVID happened and I just started recording and dropping all the music that I have now, that's when I was really like, okay, wait, I can do this. I can sing. Let's just get better and let's just go up from here. And let's just use everything I've learned along the line, whether it was Disney Channel, theater, whatever, and apply it here in this music, into this style that I've kind of created.
So is there a favorite play or a favorite of yours when you were growing up where you were like, that's something I want to do or do something just like that?
Okay, so in terms of like a play, it's actually a musical. Everybody who knows me knows that my dream role is Jenna in the musical Waitress. It's about a woman who just bakes pies and sings her troubles away, and I don't know, I really did connect to that musical. So like that's probably my dream role. But outside of, theater, I think one of my biggest goals is to be that pop star, to be a pop star, and not just be a pop star, but be the Samoan pop star, be the Polynesian pop star, be a different kind of pop star that you don't see anymore. We have the Britney Spears, we have the Lady Gaga, we have the Beyoncés, but right now we don't really have that Polynesian girl who can represent us the way that, all those other girls do. And one of my idols is Beyonce. And the way that I look at her, I want to be like, man, I want to do that for my people too. And how can I do that? Through my music, through my art, through um through everything I do. So it's really that kind of icon status that I really look to.
That's awesome. It's good to have goals, good to have
Yeah.
dreams, and even better to be able to follow them. Was there a
Yeah.
moment that you have in your mind where somebody told you, "Wow, you have an amazing voice," or a moment where you were like, I don't just love to do this; I'm really good at it." Was there a point where you're like, you had that kind of awakening moment, or did you always know it?
I feel like I've always known it. I feel like I've always known it, but I think the person that I credit to the most is probably my nana. Um, Beautiful Samoan woman. She supports every single thing I do, even if it's a little weird to her, even if she doesn't get it. She is definitely the person that from the moment that I showed her, Nana, hey, I can sing, she said, Téa, you can do it. And so I think that's kind of the person who kind of guides me. And even to this day, I can call her right now and be like, Nana, I I need some help. Listen to this song. And she's like, Téa, you know you can do it. You've been doing it for 26 years now. So just go for it. And it's her.
So important to have those role models or those people that will affirm you and tell you, yes, go after your dream. Yes, you can do it. And there's a lot of family members, not in your circles, but there are times where the people closest are actually the ones that people have to overcome, and it's a big deal.
Yeah, of course. And like I know I mentioned my nana, but I grew up with a lot of very powerful women, from my mom to my aunties to all of my great aunties. Like I just grew up with just a group of support system and inspirations in my life. So yeah, it's Nana at first, but of course it's great to have that support system there.
Takes a village, takes the full family.
It really does. It really does. And that's one of my favorite sayings in the entire world, because I am proof of the village, honestly. And not just because I'm Samoan, but just because like there's so many people in my entire life. Again, aunties, moms, best friends. Um, they support me so much. So of course, yes, it does take a big village for me.
So, and you had mentioned school. Where were you going to school at?
I went to college at SF State and I
Oh,
graduated with a communications degree, and then I minored in theater.
so how was the college experience? Was that where you thought it would be?
It actually was. I very much enjoyed my college experience. I mean, it went to a kind of like an abrupt end because of the COVID and the lockdowns,
Mm.
but my best friends in the entire world, the people that I talk to every single day, I met in college. The person that helps produce all my songs and masters all my songs, shout out to Christian. They are always there to support me. And of course, my other best friend, Mattia, she's always there for me too. So I feel like my college experience was kind of nothing without my best friends and the support system I built there too. Especially, doing theater and being in college, because college was very, very hard. I mean, I accomplished it within the 4 years, but there were some times where, grades were up and down, money was up and down. Throughout my entire college experience, I had two jobs. I was never like just slacking off. I was always, work, 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 doing something, and not necessarily in a bad way, but just in a motivating kind of way.
Yeah, I think it's always a hustle, right? So if
Yeah,
you're getting
definitely.
some kind of getting paid to go to school, it's a hustle, multiple jobs. You got like three jobs. You have your college job, your academic job, and then you've got the pay the bills jobs.
Right,
Um,
right, right, right.
were any of the jobs that you had at that point, any related to your passion, or was it just jobs to pay the bills?
Well, I also developed a passion for working with kids. So my paying the bills job is a preschool teacher. So I am working with the little ones every day, every weekday. And I kind of built that working for my aunt, who was also a preschool teacher. And she developed her business through that. And so I worked with her for years. And I kind of felt like, okay, if this music thing, if this, art thing doesn't work out, then I can channel it and be that role model to these kids, because that's really why I create, is because I want to be a role model. So it's like I'm still accomplishing my goal, even if it's not creatively, because I'm still doing it with these little kids. And it's amazing because now I'm 5 years in it, and I've seen so many kids grow, and it's like one of my favorite things outside of being an artist.
I think being excited about what you're doing and paying the bills, having those be the same, one and the same, makes
Yeah.
going to work a lot easier. If it's
Yeah.
drudgery, like that's a harder job to do, much harder
Right.
than doing something that you love and getting paid for it and getting to watch people develop and benefit from it. So at the
Yeah.
point that you're in the garage, you're starting to record. So as you write and you get to create the songs, right? And then you're going to sing them. Is that one passion, or is there a piece of it that's like write it and then a piece of it that's sing it? Are those two one and the same, or do you separate the two?
Um, I don't know. I feel like it's different depending on the song that I'm creating,
Mhm.
especially because I mean, before I was just kind of making beats and then making lyrics to it. But now that I've been years in creating these songs, now I kind of like visualize what the song is going to be and what that's going to mean for people and how the music video is going to look, how it's going to sound. I kind of visualize that first before I kind of go into it. And then sometimes it ends up being a completely different song. So it's kind of like letting all these different pieces of like being a writer, being an artist, being a director, being a vocal producer. It's like putting them all in one blanket and like mixing it together somehow.
So that sounds extremely overwhelming and confusing to me, because I thought, you know what I mean? I listen to that and I'm like, how would you ever weave all those together to come up with,
Yeah.
a product, a product that you're proud of? Is there, so when you weave all those things together and you make the song and the video and those kind of things, um, what are you most proud of? Like the first one that you got done because it was your first one, or is there a piece that you find that's really close to your heart?
Um, I think my first one definitely will always have a piece of my heart. And that's not even on any like streaming services. Like, yeah, I have my EPs out now, but there's like an album far, far, far deep somewhere in the internet that I created that will always hold a deep place in my heart. But it's still that moment of like, I'll go back to it and be like, wow, this is not where I am today, but thank God I started with this because I would not be here. And like I have, done so much learning in the time that I've, become and developed as a recording artist. So it's like listening to a song that I created like recently in comparison to a song I created like 6 years ago. It's like, wow, it sucks, but I'm glad I have it because now I can always see my my journey.
I saw an interview way back in I think it was the 90s. It was with Prince, and they asked him kind of the same question: is
Mhm.
which song is closest to your heart? And he answered it kind of that way. He said something like that one of the early songs wouldn't be a hit, it wouldn't be anybody else's favorite, but it
Yeah.
was his favorite because of how it ended up coming together and being created. But he was pretty clear it would not hit the top 10, top 20. People wouldn't think it's one of his greatest hits, but that's how he felt about a song probably nobody had ever heard.
Right, 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 right. And like, yeah, there's like certain songs that I love and I have not put them out yet. And I don't want to say anything about them yet because I want it to be a surprise. But some of the new songs that I'm creating today and I'm working on today are just completely different than what people have heard from me before, and I feel like I'm so excited and I want to share it, but I'm like, no, keep it in, let people hear it for themselves, let people experience it for themselves, because I want them to feel how I felt creating it. And yeah, that's my answer to my some of my favorite songs right now.
Yeah, I would imagine it was different for the artist. Not
Right.
necessarily the same for the artist as it is the listeners. So, two EPs and a single. What is what to you as the artist and the creator of it? And that's your presentation. Is that a much different process, or are those pretty similar?
I kind of was just going along to what I've seen my favorite artists do. And I feel like typically an EP is more shorter. So it's more like 6-ish songs, like 6 or less. And then a full album is like up to like 15, right? And so I think when I dropped the other 2 EPs, those were just like, little pieces, little stories. And the full album that I created was, a full album. You can understand it from the beginning to the end. And I feel like that's kind of the difference to me on what an EP and an album is. Kind of like a episode and like a mini like a
I got
mini thing. Yeah.
And and as just straight curiosity, do you put the songs together in an arrangement for specifically for a certain format, or are you just putting tracks together? How do you decide what goes on what?
I kind of just like listen to all these loops and tracks and sounds that I find. And then as I got deeper into it, I had one of my best friends teach me a little bit about music theory. So I was able to like, punch in little things on my own. And I'm still learning and I'm still learning. I'm trying to, develop my beat making a little bit better. But yeah, it's kind of, for me, it's kind of just sitting in my room and putting sounds together and singing to them and creating lyrics to them until it sounds good to me. And then once I figure out, okay, wait, this is a song, here's a song here, then I go in and I'm like, okay, let's format it a little bit better. Let's make this the verse, let's make this the chorus, let's make this the bridge. That way it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, you sound like a chef where somebody says, "How do you make that?" And you're like, "Well, you just use a dash of this and maybe a little bit more if it's needed, and then you use some of this, but I might
Yeah.
not use that. I might use like it's something that you put together in your head. Makes all sense to you." I'm sure
Yeah.
that non musicians and non artists are confused. Like, I still don't get how you come up with such a masterpiece.
Right,
Um,
right, right.
so at this point, we are we're five years in.
Mhm.
You've got through the pandemic.
Yeah.
You're out making music now. What is going on with you right now?
So right now I have the new song coming out, Too Nice. I have been working on this song for almost maybe 3 years now, and that's kind of the longest amount of time I've sat and worked on a song. Because again, when I'm in those modes where I'm putting it together and seeing how it sounds good, I was kind of just putting it together and then dropping it. And I wasn't really finding the format that I do now. And I think Too Nice was the perfect song to help me do that because I found myself creating a catchy chorus slash hook, the verses, the bridge, and it just felt like a complete song finally to me. And so um writing it, I also put a lot of my personal experiences and what I've went through. It's a song about kind of being perceived by people and um always being too nice to say no or defend yourself, um and just kind of letting people talk about you. And I feel like that's been kind of the story of my life even before I started being an artist. And so it felt like the perfect time to put out this song, especially right before, performing again and finding all these new connections. Yeah, so it's Too Nice, and that comes out on Saturday. I think though tomorrow night it should be out at like 9:30 p.m., a little bit early, but you can keep track on my social media accounts, at Téa Elani. Um, and then also, I'm going to be performing soon. A bunch of events for Asian American Pacific Islander Month, AAPI month. I'm going to be performing next Thursday, a week from today. at the APA Heritage Celebration Awards, which is going to be really fun. That's going to be at City Hall in San Francisco, and the Herbst Theater. So it'll be at 2 different locations. And then after that, May 10th, I'll be performing at the Kumu Hula Association May Day, which I'm really, really excited for that one because this is my second time performing for them. I don't know if anybody, if you guys know her, but Auntie Deanie is one of my favorite people. She's so sweet, so kind to me. And I'm so grateful that she is allowing me to perform for them again and share my talents. And then lastly, May 17th, as of right now, I will also be performing at the Cow Palace for another AAPI event. So honestly, almost like kind of like a tour in May. So I'm really, really excited. Like a lot of big things.
Well, it's the correct month for you to
Right.
be all out there and busy and be seen on stages and mics. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
What I was saying is especially with like the whole Polynesian princess title, one of my favorite things is performing for my people and for people of my culture, especially because usually at these festivals they expect like a soulful reggae artist, and then I come on stage with these really fun pop dancey beats and they're like, oh, this is a different kind of artist, we haven't seen her before. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point, because there's more of us that have more talents outside of what we see at these festivals all the time.
Yeah, I think that getting a different vibe and different energy on the stage helps keep the crowd on their toes, right? It's not always going to be the same. Not always going to be the same kind of vibe and energy. I did see something in your profile that you are a brand ambassador for Good American, which is founded by Khloe Kardashian. How did you end up there?
So back in 2022, I kind of applied for this open call for Good American. Usually almost every year they put out an open call for, real people out there all around America to kind of represent for their brand, especially because they represent, the curvier bodies, the bigger bodies. And so they wanted real natural looking women, not just, models. And so I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's just try it. And so I got that, and I got a call back, and I got to go fly to LA and then talk to them and got interviewed by them and got to talk more about who I am and what my culture is. I got to take a couple pictures for them, had to sign some really crazy waivers. It was one of my first experiences being a model, and I realized this is a crazy game. Headshots and resumes, like there was so much that I didn't see, and I was like, this is crazy. I didn't end up getting part of their main models, but because I developed a TikTok following, they were like, hey, we'll send you some clothes, can you do some videos in them? And I was like, sure, let's do it. And so every time they send me clothes, I just make some fun videos.
Sounds like a real experience, right? Something that you would have to actually go through to understand how crazy and wild that sounds.
Excuse me. Yep.
So, and I think that's a good thing. You look at TV and movies from like the 60s and 70s, like there are no curvy people, right?
Right.
You get further along and it's like, well, hey, let's represent society, not an ideal, and get people on there that people can relate to, because you can't all be uncurvy, I guess I'll put it that way, and have people relate to you. So one last thing I wanted to ask you about was your the song Too Nice, and you have R&B, reggae, and hip hop as some of your influences. Is there any one of those that it's more heavily leaning to, or is it more of a blend of different influences?
Um, I would say the song is more dancey, dancey
Okay.
vibes. Sorry, my throat just like shot out
Oh,
for a second. But I'm
oh,
okay. um, but I would say it's more dancey vibes. Very fun, very summertime. Um, I think a lot of the references is very R&B and hip hop based, but in general, I would say it's just more of a dancey pop song.
good to look forward to. And it will drop probably late tomorrow night,
Yeah.
if not definitely by Saturday. How do people catch the release?
You can get it on all streaming platforms, obviously. And then on my Instagram stories, the link is there. So almost every post that I've been posting is that link. So you will not miss it if you follow me.
So the link's going to go live at some point tomorrow night.
Yes. Well, the pre-save link is there now. So if you just go to my stories at Téa Elani, you will see that link is there.
Awesome. Awesome. Any shout outs that you want to give before we wrap it up?
Um, I feel like I shouted out all the people I needed to shout out throughout the live stream. But I do want to say that I also want to mention that I also made cameos in the Amazon Prime series Reckless Behavior. I would really like all the people out there to check out that show. Not only is it on Amazon Prime, but it's also on Fossum TV, which is also a free streaming platform. It was one of the best experiences I had getting to be on a set with a lot of creative people, a lot of amazing actors and writers and producers. So before I go, I definitely wanted to mention being on that show, and let me know if you guys find me, which episodes you find me in, because my role was really cute and really really fun. So
That's
yeah, check
awesome.
out Reckless Behavior.
And on Amazon Prime, right? The
Yes,
streaming
Amazon
platform.
Prime and Fossum TV.
Okay. Awesome. I'm sure that there's going to be a much longer list next time we talk to you.
Yes,
And
I hope so.
when you get icon status, don't forget us. Don't forget the little groups, the little
Oh,
media.
absolutely not. Y'all didn't forget about me, so I will not forget about y'all.
All right, Taya. I'm sure that we will be checking in with you in a little bit, and just tap in and see where that star has taken you.
Thank you so much.
All right. I appreciate you, and we will check that out tomorrow evening.
Yes,
Too nice.
yes, too nice tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Have a good night.
You too.
That's Téa Elani, ladies and gentlemen, a rising hip hop star, and she's got a single dropping tomorrow night, fully dropped on Saturday, April 26th, and it's called "Too Nice." And she's performing, sounds like, all over the Bay Area in the month of May. So we are going to go to our community announcements at this point. Naki is not here, so bear with me as we get there. All right. So tonight, and this is where Naki is, the 21st annual AAPI mural celebration happening. This year's theme celebrates the hard work of many Pacific Islander students and community members who've curated space to increase representation, featuring special guest speakers, Sophia Tupuola, and the screening of Pacifica in Focus. That's our program. But We Still Here by our very own Timena Moli and Pidi Toilolo. That is San Francisco State University at Jack Adams Hall. And yeah, hopefully Naki gets some good pictures from that. Next, we have Atamai Cultural Events, and this is Le'afi the Fire Within, April 26th. So we're talking Saturday. They honor the spirit of their ancestors, the fire they carried, and the legacy they left behind. Le'afi is a call to remember who we are and where we come from. Pre-sale tickets are just $5, so tap the link in PICP's bio to grab yours. And PI Wellness Initiative Chabot College's Nesians Unite and Ethnic Studies present the 6th annual Rock the Mic Community Wellness, happening Wednesday, May 7th from 6 to 8 at Chabot College Event Center, Building 700. Follow PI Wellness Initiative on IG for more information. May is packed with all kinds of cool events, like the third annual Felo Fani Festival. This is at Philip and Soliburton High School in San Francisco on May 3rd. That's a Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. Celebrate AANHPI month with our youth as they share their culture. This is a free event. There's dance, fellowship, and obviously the community is going to be there. You can scan the QR code or tap the link in our bio to register. Half a Day Bay Area, in partnership with Kudaran Chamorro Foundation and Chamorro Charity of Northern California, Infomaulek is proud to present Tahita, a 2-day workshop celebrating Chamorro identity through dance, art, language, and community, led by the incredible Heidi Chargaloff Kenga of Kudaran Chamorro Foundation. Reserve your spot now at the link and info in Nafamaulek's bio. Next, we have Naki's favorite. Grab your partners and register for the first annual Pacifica Pico Polo tournament hosted by Pacific Islander Collective in San Diego, happening Saturday, May 17th from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's a long day at Mackenzie Creek Park in Chula Vista. This is an all-day pickleball event, features raffle prizes from Holo Holo Festival, Island Vibe, Tatao, Island Armor, and Dame Mascafina. Sign up, email pixd619@gmail.com or scan the QR code. Don't miss out. That's you, San Diego. And next we have the Pacifica Mental Health Conference. It is at the end of May. It's free, all-day led event by the Pacific Islander mental health clinicians from across the country. It's taking place May 23rd from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Spring Hill Suites in West Sacramento. While the event is currently at full capacity, I believe you can still join the wait list in case the spot opens up. And you know how sometimes people don't show up or don't follow through. So the wait list is probably a good place to be. Don't miss this powerful gathering focused on mental wellness in our Pacifica communities. Contact them at piclinicians@outlook.com to hop on the wait list. And we have our friends at Samoan Solutions. The Illuminati Education Gift is here. Apply today. This is the 16th annual Illuminati Education Gift. There's money and gift cards to support your school journey and cash prizes for your mixed media art submissions. Don't wait. It's your chance to showcase your talent or get the support you need for school. Click on the link in Samoan Solutions bio to apply. And this is a call for Pacific Islander couples for a research study focused on the unique experience and perspective of Pacific Islander couples. Both partners must identify as Pacific Islander, ages 25 to 65, share your experience in a confidential setting, and participate in 2 virtual interviews. Compensation, you get paid for your time. To participate, email ymanupuna@student.chaminade.edu. And last but not least, we have our 2025 for 25 Pacifica by Design campaign. It is our first fundraiser that we have had. We've got really good support. If you would like to donate, you can scan the QR code. And thank you to, I think, update is Eugene Baker, Yvonne Manupuna, and Soana Pahulu, who donated, I think, last week. And this week, as in the day after tomorrow, the previous winner for the raffle, for when you donated $25, you got your name put into a raffle. And we drew that. The winner gets to go witness a Snacky with Naki, which will be Saturday. And that was Soma, Karasoma La'a, will go and ride shotgun and get to see Naki and Snacky with Naki. I'll be there as well. Bless somebody with between probably closer to $500 than $400. It's going to be a good time. So that is that. So Naki's not here to wrap it all up. Quick shout out, congratulations to Jacob Fatu, who captured the WWE United States Championship belt at WrestleMania this week. Long path for him, and that's just another example of follow your dream, believe in it, work hard, say it, make it happen. He's gone from, wrestling in high school gymnasiums not too long ago, long tour on the indie circuit, and he's a champion, United States champion in the WWE, and that's probably just the first of many belts that he's going to end up with. So that is that. I'm going to wrap it up like I won't wrap it up like Naki would. I'll just say thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week, same time, same channel, and come back and Faika with us. Love you all.